Hey everyone, Todd here with Paranomaly. Joining me tonight is Anna Gatlin from Sixth Sense Paranormal. I have to bring her on, folks, because, she's awesome. So, also, our guest tonight, her name is Misty, and she has some incredible stories of her paranormal encounters. And I am definitely very interested in it. I like to talk to investigators, but I also love to talk to normal people, about their encounters. And trust me, folks, there are a lot of them. So, without any further ado, let's welcome Misty and Anna to the show.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Now, tell me a little bit about when this started, Misty.
As far back as I can remember, even as a child, I was very young.
So what is it that happened? Like how did it like come about? Like I know you was like just a little girl and things were going good, and then something happened, and boom, you have some kind of.
I'm thinking maybe because my childhood wasn't the greatest. There was a lot of trauma. Certain things my mama would say to me, like if something bad was going to happen to me or my sister, she'd say darkness all the time. She didn't know which one of us it was going to happen to, but she'd see like and things like that.
So your mom told you this, right?
Yeah.
That's something that she could feel something.
She could feel stuff, and then I started the same. There were times, and every now and then I'll look over my shoulder, like something's watching me. Like I said, sometimes I get welts. Lights will go very dim and come back. This has been throughout my entire life. So
when you was little and this started happening, did you tell your mother that something was happening?
I would, and she kind of looked at me like, come on now. Sometimes she'd think, oh, it's just imagination. I was very firm with her sometimes. We didn't have the greatest relationship, but I was very firm, I'd let her know, Mom, no, this is not in my imagination,
Right, and
seeing things, I can hear things, I feel things,
And now that you're older, I'll go back to when you was younger, but now that you're older, have you found out anything that might have been in that house? Was there a death or maybe the land?
I have not found anything. I have tried over the years as to why certain things are happening to me. Some people say, well, you can chalk it up as your own fault or because of this or because of that. But to me, there's more to the story. It shouldn't just keep continuing in your life, repetitive.
Right. So, okay. So let's go back to when you was little, and you was experiencing. You said you could hear spirits, correct?
Mm-hmm. I could hear certain things.
Was it just a certain one? Was it a little boy or girl because you was that age? Or was it more like, some kind of sinister?
Sometimes it'd be like you and me conversating, but I couldn't understand what they were saying, like they were talking.
Okay.
Like having a conversation. Other times
it'd
be music.
What'd you say, Anna?
Okay.
I said, would it be like mumbled voices?
Yeah, it was like muffled, like you could.
Yeah.
It was hard to hear. And then other times it'd be like music, but music you've never heard. It's hard to explain. It's like I've never heard that before.
Well, now that you think about that music, was it like a period music? Was it like set in a certain time?
I would say it would be now that I'm older now, I would say it came from a different time period, but not all of that period. And it has followed me throughout my life.
So let's get this, and I hate to bring up age, but if you was to take a guess on the music, what period do you think it was? 20s, 30s?
Like Victorian, like the Victorian.
Oh, wow. Wow. Farther back.
That type of music. It wasn't like of today or of the 60s or 70s. No, it was,
Anything we would
I would
know.
say, roughly around in there.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Yes, definitely. So now, if you let me see how I want to say this. So you was having this going on throughout as a child. Now, I'm not sure when you moved out of your home, but when you moved out, did the things keep happening? Like it just was a continuous thing. It just, you didn't even get a break from it.
I've never had a break from it, ever.
Wow.
I've just learned to live with it, and it's frustrating.
Has it grown like with you? Like, did it start out young like you, or was it the same way that it is now?
It's different. It changes every now and then.
It changes.
Yeah, like the one house my late husband and I lived in, he started actually hearing what I was hearing and feeling what I was feeling, which was really strange. I never had that experience with anybody before, but you know, and it wasn't like he was going along with it. He'd actually wake me up sometimes and say, "I'm hearing what you were hearing. I'm seeing what you were
Wow.
seeing," and then I would see it, then I would hear it. And in this one house, he became very, very sick. He ended up having a stroke and everything
Wow.
until we left that house. And even my daughter was getting sick, which is really weird because she was very healthy at that time, very healthy.
So,
But it wasn't affecting me.
So, okay. So this spirit, and I'm going to say it sounds like it's definitely demonic or it's like an evil. It has to be evil, because if you had no health problems at all, and then like you said, your husband had got sick and your daughter got sick as well. It's interesting that you didn't really get sick, but I hear that's like that's really common, because demons, from what I understand, I'm no demonologist, but from what I understand, a demon, if it feels that you have some kind of, if you're a threat, then they're gonna do everything they can so that you're not a threat. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that could be maybe they're willing you for something, but to get your husband and daughter out of the way, they have to make them sick so that they can get into them easier. Because that's usually what happens if you're drug addicts, and I'm not being mean to drug addicts or anything, but people that are dependent on drugs and alcohol, or if you're going through super stressful times, that's when your body is at its weakest.
Exactly. And you're vulnerable.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Don't think just because you're like having a divorce or a breakup or something happening you're psychologically vulnerable to demons, especially that way. You're just broken down. That's what they want.
Right. So with that being said, do you mind going in a little bit of like how you was raised? I mean, was you in like...
It was horrible. I was raised by I guess you'd say a functional alcoholic, and my mama would just mind herself. She'd just stay quiet. She wouldn't do anything about the issues or anything.
Wow, nothing at all.
Basically, she just
there quietly.
Allowed him to do what he wanted and allowed us to do what we wanted. Like, she caught me smoking, for example. She said, "You can smoke in the kitchen or outside, nowhere else in the house." Well, what parent does that when your child's like, I think I was 10 or 11 years old, and that was okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I was just going to ask what age was that? I was picking up an age. That's, wow.
Exactly.
Wow. 11 to 12 years old, she said you can smoke in, what was it, the kitchen or over the sink?
Where'd she say? Where'd she say you could smoke?
Where did she say you could smoke?
I could smoke in the kitchen or outside, and that was it.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So let's say you was 10 to 12 years old.
I'm sorry.
You was 10 to 12 years old, right? So
yeah, I'm in that area. Yeah.
Now, when you grew up, did your mother stay in that house?
No, they moved around a little bit here and there.
Okay,
and then they finally moved to an apartment building.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, did you ever go back to that home being older?
Yeah, I did one time.
And tell us what happened.
Yeah.
I felt very uneasy. Very uneasy. It was one of the homes that we had lived in, and I wanted out. I didn't want to be there anymore.
Now, did you get that feeling throughout the whole house, or just in certain rooms of the house?
Every part of that house made me sick to my stomach.
Oh, wow.
I feel like
he even offered, he said, do you want to go downstairs? And I was like, no. You want to go upstairs? I said, no, I just want to leave. I don't even want to be here.
So you'd walk in, you'd just pretty much just get nauseous and things like that.
I got nauseous and I left.
I was gonna say, like, for some reason I got a picture of this has been happening to me lately. When people say certain things, I don't know what it triggers in my third eye, but I get these flashes, like when you don't even want to enter the threshold, like it makes you sick right there.
Mhm.
Okay, I picture that, like there's something going on right there. There's something going on right there.
Well, I find too, whatever this is too, anytime I want to get close to something or I want to discuss what's going on with me, it gets taken from me, or something gets, like a wrench gets thrown in it, and I become silent because it's like, oh, I can't talk about that right now. Somebody just walked in the room, or, what happened to my husband. Him and I were inseparable, and a lot of things went on during our marriage, and all of a sudden he has cancer. Every time I turned around, he was sick. He had Legionnaire's disease. He had COPD. He had this. Every disease you can think of, my husband was plagued with. Wow. And the last disease was cancer.
Now,
it just, every time I get close to somebody or want to be close or have a relationship with something happens. Something.
Wow. Well, let me ask this question. What faith was your husband?
He was Catholic. He wasn't practicing it, like he going out there and practicing and all these. We did go to church faithfully every Sunday. We got married the one year, baptized that year. We did everything. We became Sunday school teachers. We did everything we could, but still the sicknesses were there. The weakness was there.
And the other reason I asked about that is because obviously I wanted to see if there was some kind of good that whatever was following you or attached to you seen as a threat, and that's what made them sick. I don't know. I'm just asking. That's why I brought that up.
I think so.
Yeah.
The fact that you kept going back to church and like reinstilling your faith is what did it.
Well, sure, it was probably making whatever she has this attachment. It was probably making her. It was probably mad.
Yeah, it was really mad. Especially she kept going back and getting better and realizing what's happening and getting the spirit back in her and feeling better, and then going back and realizing what a difference that makes in her life going back into that house.
When Anna just said that, it brought me to this. Did your husband get like kind of better, start feeling better at least, and then would be stricken down again?
Yeah. It was like a cycle, going up and then coming down. And then we go up and then we come down. Like even to a point where at one time we were homeless. We had people take us in. It was just, it was horrific. And then we'd build ourselves up again, and then we'd hit a plateau, and it just all these sicknesses and just different things.
Oh my
It just seems
gosh.
like I can't be close to somebody because it's going to be taken from me.
Right, right.
How
And
long
I
was
find
he
that with
down for?
anybody.
How long would he be down for in between these sicknesses?
Sometimes it'd be a month or 2 months, sometimes. But like I said, when the cancer hit, it was game over.
Yeah.
And he was a fighter. Like he would fight and
Can I
fight and
ask what
fight and
kind of
fight. But
cancer?
it was squamous cell carcinoma, and then it went into the lungs, metastasized out of the lungs, and right into the brain.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, me too.
I mean, they had to remove his jaw, part of his nasal
Oh
passage,
my
most of the lymph nodes,
gosh.
Wow.
just everything. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. I'm sorry about that. So tell me, where did that happen when you was little? Was you in the United States or?
Yeah, I had finally come to the United States in 2011, and we got married in 2012, and our marriage just went from there. And he passed in 2018.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Like just prior to that, I was starting to get like scratches on me, like, and I'd show my husband. He said, "Well, how did you do that?" I said, "I didn't do it. I was cooking, and all of a sudden, it was like somebody just walked up and just hit me." And I've
Where
had
were you
that
getting
throughout my life
scratched?
too,
Where in the house
and
were
it
you
would
getting
burn.
scratched?
I mean, I didn't. It hurt bad,
Where in the
and
house were you getting scratched at?
it didn't matter.
And
It
just
did
any
not
room of the
matter in
house?
that house. I mean, him and I lived in different houses, but it didn't matter. Wherever I was
Oh
in
my
the house,
God.
I'd have it. Like it would happen.
So do you think this is more an attachment to you or the home?
I would say it's more of attachment to me because now it's all happening again. Now I'm getting welts on me, and I know just from doing research and everything, it's not what people think it is. You know, everybody says, "Oh, it's this, oh, it's that." I don't think it is. I think something bad is starting to occur again. But what is going to happen? I'm not certain. I can't pinpoint it.
Have you ever taken pictures or, let a recorder run in your house since this activity's been
Actually,
going
it's
on?
funny you mentioned that. I've tried that a few times,
Yeah.
and then I'll let it play through the night, and then I'll find it's erased. It doesn't play.
Wow. Okay.
So wait.
It was.
So hold on one
Like
second. Okay, so you take the recorder, and you set it down, and you push the button, and then I missed what you said. The next day, what happens?
I'd wake up and it'd be off. Like sometimes it wouldn't have recorded anything. It'd be blank, or it would be off. Like somebody walked up, pushed the button, and that was it. You're not doing this.
Did you ever have anybody come in and investigate your home?
No. And I mean, we lived in different homes. I just moved out of another house. Well, not moved out, but I had to move out. But different things in my life just continue to happen. And I just basically just stopped talking to people because of the ridicule and the jokes and, like, oh, you're just getting old and you're getting crazy and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not.
Well, yeah, it has a huge psychological effect on you.
It does.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, from what you're saying, once you start to isolate yourself from everyone else, that's not good neither.
No. And I tried that, and then I tried, okay, you can't, like you said, you can't do that. So And then I started making friends. I'm dating right now, and that's not working for me. Because it's all starting again. It seems like when it's just me and my daughter, it's okay. But when I bring somebody into the picture, it's not good.
Has your daughter seen anything?
She has a few times, but not as much as me. And
Has
she
she
has
told you?
she has an intellectual disability. She has special needs, so she's with me all the time.
Did she ever tell you she's seeing things? Like, describe what it was?
She did when she was younger, but as she grew older, it's sporadic, not as much as with me as it is with her.
Okay.
After my husband passed away, she thought she heard things or felt that she or he was with her, like beside her. And that could be plausible, or it was a way of her comforting herself, knowing that, he's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to rule it out. Like maybe he was there with her. It can go either way. Everything's plausible when it comes to somebody passing away, and you want to know they're okay, and it's all right to go on. And, that's normal.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
And she's not feeling threatened. So that was the main thing. Like I asked, did you feel scared? Are you scared of this? Or she says, no. He's letting me know he's okay. And I'm like, all right. And it could be plausible. Maybe, who am I to say after all the experiences I've had?
Well, to me,
I've heard people say that.
That to me sounds like it would be a pretty plausible explanation that
absolutely
that he had come back to to visit.
Absolutely makes sense to me too.
I've heard people say that before. My daughter or my husband, my wife, or whatever. We spoke last night or whatever. And it's, to me, it's possible. A death like that, just you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very plausible.
So I didn't doubt it. My main concern was it's not hurting you. You feel safe. If you're not feeling safe, then we need to deal with it. If you feel safe and you're comfortable, then okay.
Right.
That's just the way I feel. If you're okay with it, then fine. But when it starts to get dangerous or things start happening, then I'm going to start to worry.
Yes. But it doesn't.
I don't want you going through what I'm going through.
But yeah, because it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like she's getting any of that.
Yeah,
she's not affected by it really.
So that's a good thing. So
that's a very, very, very good thing.
Yeah, if it's something that's, if you have like some kind of dark attachment to you, it's definitely not interested in your daughter.
It's strange because, my husband and I going to church all the time. And I was still being attacked, like come out of the church and, go home and get scratched or the one time I had a bite on me and he thought that was the weirdest thing. Like, what happened?
Are you active in the church?
Not anymore. After my husband passed away, I have to admit, I got very angry. And I really didn't want to deal with church at the time.
And I totally understand. My fiance passed away, so trust me, I had a timeout too.
My timeout took me to, I hate to say this, but a narcissistic sociopath.
Oh, wow.
Explain.
Yeah. And, wow, that was quite the adventure for 3 years of just intense, and things were actually happening to him. But I sometimes wonder if it was I don't know how to describe it. Like spiritually, I was causing that onto him, or whatever darkness is around me was trying to rid him.
that's understandable. We all know what that feels like.
Right, but I mean, to me, I'm kind of lost here because you are getting.
I'm sorry.
I said I'm kind of lost here because you are getting you're getting things that would, to me, be described as a demonic entity because you had said that you've been scratched and bitten and your moods go up and down. So I mean,
and it's not medical. I've been being with my husband. I've been with different doctors, nurses.
No, and I would never even say that, but that's what I'm trying to figure out because you just said that maybe you willed it to your ex, or was that your ex or your ex-boyfriend or?
Her husband.
Ex-boyfriend.
So you wasn't sure that maybe you willed it against him. I mean,
yeah, sometimes I thought that, like he started having things happening to him. I'm going, is it, my energy causing this, or is it something, something else?
Right? Yeah, that's interesting.
And I know some people say you're nuts. No, I'm not nuts. I mean, I'm being real.
Yeah,
and
we know.
over a year now, I've done nothing but struggle and fight. And, unfortunately, I lost my home. I couldn't do it anymore. I don't know if that, I did whatever I could. And now, since I moved away from that house and I staying with a friend now, I have welts all over me now. And nobody in the house has anything. Nobody. I've asked everybody, do you have marks on your body like this? Are you scratching? Are you itching? And nobody, I've Googled it, like, what is wrong with me? Do I have this? Do I don't know what it is.
Where was your scratch?
I am marked from head to toe right now.
Is it in a pattern, or is it scattered, or is it like it's coming through?
I would say it's scattered, and I can't stop. Like, even talking to you right now, maybe I should take a picture of it. My arm just swelled up. Like, there's a round circle, and it's swollen.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a picture of that. Absolutely take a picture of it. That would be evidence.
Do you keep a journal of things that happen to you?
I tried that. It didn't work.
What happened? Why did it not work?
The journal disappeared.
Oh, wow.
I have no indication where it went. I put it down on my bed table when I went to bed that night. It's gone.
Wow.
Nowhere to be found in the house. There's nothing. I'm trying my hardest to talk to you and take a picture of this.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, having a journal would be like really helpful.
Therapeutic.
But I mean, to me, I don't know. I think that you're probably going to have to, get somebody to either come in and investigate or talk to a medium that.
And it's not just like one home I've been. It just seems wherever I go, this is happening to me over and over again. I mean, there's a point of, I'm having bad luck today, or I'm not having a good day. No, this is
So it's definitely an attachment. It's definitely an attachment. So I'm thinking more medium, and I'm thinking a Reiki master also.
Right.
Anna, is that your dog?
Yes, I'm sorry. She's a German Shepherd, and she's very protective, and she's a puppy.
Well, I wonder why she's barking. That's weird.
This is her home, and she sees people.
Do you think it could be Misty? Maybe she's throwing out a vibe there?
I have to suspect, like, why stop now?
Maybe, because I don't see anything out my window.
I'm sending you the marks on to Todd Wayne, so I'm sending it to you on Messenger right now.
Okay.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, it may not be the greatest picture. I may have to take it again.
Yeah, I mean,
and it burns. It's burning right now. I've got. Oh, thank you, bless your heart. My daughter just brought the aloe gel.
Oh,
did you ever think
And it
about?
burns. I mean, my arm is on fire right now.
oh my gosh.
Did you ever think about getting a medium to talk to see, because they have this thing they can pick up on that energy and let you know if it's what it is. Is it
I've
something
thought
demonic?
about it, but financially, I can't do that right now. So I just don't. I mean, and it's kind of strange because I've had pastors around me, chaplains, people of the cloth. Let's put it that way around me.
Right.
And
Okay.
I've gotten sick a few times, or I just, I cringe. But I've had
When
a
they're in
good,
your presence?
yeah, sometimes. Another time, I don't have a problem with it. I
Okay.
don't know if it's the person or if it's me or what it is.
Is it a different religion or just a different person?
Just the person. The last person that is supposed to be of the cloth, he's a chaplain, but I didn't feel right around him. I didn't like that feeling at all. I didn't want him around me, and I still to this day don't want him around me.
What was it like?
I don't understand. He is, given his service for like 40 years or more, and I don't know what it is about him. Even to talk to him on the phone, I don't want to talk to you.
Hmm.
Wow.
I constantly push him away. Constantly.
I mean, you go with your gut. If it's telling you something that strongly, you go with your gut. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here because
I am too.
I'm like trying to think of all these different things, but it's it definitely seems like it's around her.
Yeah,
There's something
definitely.
around her for sure. Because first, if she's getting scratched and she's getting bitten and she's getting marks, it's obvious that she has something there with her. There's some kind. It seems to me like it would be like an attachment. I can't verify that, obviously, but
right.
I think.
I mean, like I just showed you. I just sent you that picture, and oh man, that hurt.
Yeah. Well, it looks pretty swollen.
Oh, I want to see that.
And I sent it to you.
Okay.
It definitely.
Why didn't it tell me?
It definitely is swollen.
And that's all over me. I have different marks on me now. I don't know. Anytime I want to
my gosh.
this is what happens. This is exactly what happens.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And see, that's why I said about getting a team in there, because what happens is if something's attached to you, I would think that a team would be able to at least communicate or try to communicate with whatever it is that's attached to you.
Right. And right now I'm staying at a friend's place. And I don't know, like, why me? Nobody else is going.
Right.
And I've asked in the house, like, hey, do you got this on you? Hey, are you scratching? Are you sleeping okay? And there's an elderly lady, my friend's mother, and nothing. And my daughter says, no, Mom, I'm fine. Okay, here we go again.
So if you provoked it.
I may have ticked it off. I don't know. And I'm just waiting for my house to come up because they're just finishing it now. I'm getting ready to rent a new home, hopefully by the weekend. So I don't know honestly what's going on, and I'm wondering what's going to happen when I move into my new home. I was like, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah, you need to bless that home before you move into it.
I was going to say you could give it like a home blessing.
We tried that. My late husband and I tried that in one of our homes, And I think it really ticked it off because that's the one I was telling you, the one house we lived in, that's where he had his stroke.
Well, it's possible. I mean, it's not unheard of to do a cleansing and make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're definitely right about that. So tell me, what's like the worst thing that's happened to you with this possible evil entity? Like, what's the worst thing?
I would have to say losing my husband. And I think as crazy as it may sound, I think it had something to do with that because I was actually enjoying myself with him. I mean, we were inseparable. Like, a lot of people ask us, how long have you guys been married? Because it seemed like we've been married a long, long time, you know, and we're always happy. And it was at the best moments of my life were with him. You know, I mean, he even took my daughter as his own, you know, everything just blended. Everything was just, I'm not going to say perfect because nobody's perfect, but, you know, it's just one of those marriages where you feel so blessed. Like,
right.
It's hard to describe, you know, you're just so happy. You're so in love. You know, we were the type of people that could finish each other's sentences. It's like, this is creepy.
Like one of those ones where you can.
The one time him and I had the same dream. What are the chances?
That happens. That happens. It happens.
It's like, okay.
It's happened to me.
Yeah, and that, you know, when you have that kind of bond with somebody and then something comes in and upsets that whole thing. Yeah, that's to me that's not good.
Yeah, I would say that was the worst thing that's happened. That it was taken from me. You know, it's like, of all the things this could have done, that is what hurts the most. That's just, I don't know if it had anything to do with me. Maybe it didn't. You know, maybe I'm reading into it too much. It's just, to me, it seems coincidental.
Don't dwell on it too long. Don't think that it's you too long, because you will start to think that it is you, and you will blame yourself. And trust me, it's not your fault.
Yeah, because it's kind of conflicting, because you seem to have this evil presence around you, and then you say that you could be projecting it out. So I'm really lost on this one. I mean, it's scary to think. I mean, truthfully.
Well, one incident where I thought I had projected that, we had this neighbor, and she was not, let's say, psychologically balanced. She's creating some trouble in our lives, and I became very angry with her. I didn't project it to her, like I didn't cuss her at her or anything. I just feel the anger inside me, and she was dating somebody, and I just kept saying over my mind, if only you could feel my pain, if only you could feel my anger. And unfortunately, he passed away.
So almost like telekinesis then.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you actually, coincidence or not, you said that you wanted them to feel your pain.
I mean, I know we all have these feelings like, oh, I hate you. Oh, there goes the neighbor again. You know, we just say stuff and we don't act upon it. It's just there.
Right.
I just find it weird. You know, I get mad and all of a sudden something happens. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because
so I try to be calm and cool.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like you said. I mean, everybody has, you know, said things they don't mean, and things just didn't happen. Though it didn't. It didn't.
Well, driving's a good example. You know, where you get cut off or something. It's like you go.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, some people act upon it, road rage, but others don't. We just think it in our minds like, oh, if only.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, those are the ones you have to kind of worry about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine if you was, if you had the power to do that, you get in somebody's, you could be behind some real obnoxious person and just will them out of your way.
Get out.
But yeah, that's fascinating. So, I'm still scratching my head with you're getting the kind of demonic things happening, the scratches.
Yeah, I'm being drawn back to that too.
Yeah, but I mean, really, the question is what she feels that she can will this, almost like telekinesis or something.
Right.
So is there that element? Is there like her element of maybe she can do, psychokinesis or whatever, and this entity is like, no, you're not going to do that, because wouldn't that be a threat? That would be a threat.
It would be a threat.
It
absolutely would be a threat.
Demons, they don't. If you have any kind of thing like that, I mean, from what I understand, that would be a no-no to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So perhaps you have a gift that's coming out that you're trying to use, but the coincidence was that person dying, by the way. But you have a gift and it's trying to come out, and this thing that is attached to you is saying no. And
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, and to show her who's boss, it wreaks havoc through her life.
No, it has. Literally, the only person I can be attached to, it seems like, and I'm very grateful and thankful for that, is my daughter. Nothing has damaged that relationship, thankfully. And I am grateful.
I am very, very, actually very shocked to hear that is not strained somehow, because usually there's something there if something's attached to you, or if something is trying to take over, usually that relationship can change.
Right.
Would you let someone investigate?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, anybody wants to check me out, please tell me what the heck is going on. And if you say I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But if there's something there, please, I want to know. Most definitely.
Right. What state are you in?
No, there's no other way about it.
Misty, what state are you in?
I'm in the state of Mississippi.
Mississippi?
Yeah, I'll be actually moving to Savannah, Tennessee, or Count, Tennessee. Close enough.
Close to me. Not that far.
Yeah, because, I I don't know how to do this. I would say to have somebody come into where you are now instead of having them come into where you're moving. That way because her home that she's going to move into, as far as we know, there's nothing happening there. So if she's going to have something happen, she might as well let it happen in Mississippi.
Right. Anywhere but your new home. Like you don't want that stuff to follow you anymore.
Right, because if somebody can figure out, if you get a good team and they can go in there and they can say, "Hey, look, this is what we're finding out," and then they can put you, or maybe someone on their team can, they know how to do a cleansing on you and make things disappear. Maybe then you would start completely fresh. You would go from that old stale existence to now a brand new one, because now you're moving into a nice place. And I think that might be the ticket, really.
Right.
So I'll make sure that when I'm done with this episode that I get some information from you, and I'll pass it on.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely pass it on to some people, because I think it's extremely important at this point, because this has been happening your entire life. And from what you said about possibly having a gift that you're trying to bring out, but this attachment is saying no. So I think that if we can nip it in the bud before you move, that way when you move there, I mean, you could have like residual effects, but I would think that would be a lot better than going in and things just falling apart.
Yes, I agree. You don't want that in there. You don't want the bad energy in there. In fact, I was going to say, get some salt and actually fill your sink up, or get a bowl and put some water in it all the way up and put some salt in it, bless it, say a prayer over it and bless it, let it sit, do it again, and you've got somewhat of holy water, but it's enough protection for you to put in each corner of your door, your window, so none of that stuff can come inside.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, there is things you can do to help. To help ground yourself from this. But if it has a big hold on you, then really nothing is going to help until somebody gives you the help that you need and figure out what it is that you have. Because, I mean, you can have an attachment and it can stay forever. And it can and will wreak havoc in your life until you can get rid of it. I mean, some people chalk it up to medical conditions and everything else, and that is not what it is. It's a spiritual.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely spiritual.
Absolutely.
And having that Catholic kind of, even though you said that you wasn't a fully practicing Catholic,
background.
Yeah, it's your background. Plus, you did Sunday schooling and things like that. So, I mean, it seems like you're trying to do good, and this thing keeps pushing you so that you can't finish that. So it's like you're always going to be right there, but you just can't grasp it. Does that sound familiar?
Right.
Right. Yes. So we'll definitely have to find a team, a good, credible team in your area.
Yeah. We can definitely put out feelers for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I lived closer, I'd definitely, I'd definitely be coming over. But
I'm kind of thinking in my head, that's not really that far.
But we
Savannah, South Carolina. I mean,
we know credible teams, and we would definitely we can point you in the right direction to get some well needed help.
Right.
Yes, if not a team, then someone that can bless your home, or someone that can come in and lighten the energy, get whatever it is to move on, go away, or block it out and make you feel better and the house lighter.
Right.
When are you planning on moving?
I hope by this coming weekend.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Between Friday and Sunday, so somewhere in between there. I'm just waiting for the owner of the house to come down, the keys and all the fun stuff that goes with being on the property and everything.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could even get anybody there that quick. But regardless,
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, regardless, even if you move in to that house and things aren't going to be wreaking havoc right away, so I can still get somebody there, and that place you said will be in Tennessee, correct?
I'm sorry?
That the place that you're moving to is Tennessee, correct?
Yeah, it'll be in Tennessee.
Okay,
South Tennessee.
So what I'll do is when we're done, I don't need to know anything personal from you except for I just need a town. That way I can look for groups in Tennessee in that area. So,
okay. So that's no problem.
So moving forward with this, do you think, I mean, how are you feeling right now talking about all this?
Actually, I'm feeling kind of anxious.
Anything else?
Like, how do you describe? It's almost like I want to get off the phone. That I don't want to talk no more. And it's not me, you know. I can't describe it, right?
Right.
I get that.
Because I have the gift of gab. I've been told that many times. I've been told to shut up many times.
Oh my goodness.
But see, that's why I was asking, because I'm like, well, with you talking about this, it's going to stir things up, I would think. So
yeah, well, like the mark, and now I got another one on my other arm, and yeah, it's like, okay.
that looks like it hurts, by the way.
Yeah, it burns. I just put some more gel on it.
Jeez. Does that happen often, or just whenever you talk about it?
I'm sorry?
Do you get like marks, anything like that when you're talking about it, like you're talking to us, or
sometimes
Okay.
I do, yes. Yes, I do.
yeah, but it's going to be exceptional now, because you're giving us the whole story, and it's like, nope.
Yeah, it does not want her to continue. That's
right. And I shouldn't laugh about it, because I shouldn't laugh about it.
No, you're fine. I mean, I understand. It's just it's horrible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Misty, I had a really interesting time talking with you, and I am definitely, like I said, I'm going to help you out, and we're going to see if we can get a good team to come in and see if they can.
That would be great. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll continue to answer all your questions and everything. And you know, I think you had a good idea. I think I should start my journal again.
Yes,
especially now that it's starting to become prominent again. So it'd be a good idea to document it and what caused it. Like, you know, talking to you on the phone, this happened, you know, stuff like that.
Right. And then you can kind of isolate.
Or hypothetically, I'm standing in the kitchen and something touched me, bit me, scratched me, you know, write down time and date. Where was I standing? Or was I sitting? What was I doing, basically?
Right. And it don't have to be like a novel each time. You can just, you know, a little sentence here or there.
Just, point form kind of thing, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because that's going to help you. I mean, especially if, let's say, on down the line, you talk to a psychic medium and they asked you because they're going to ask you questions, and you'll have this journal that you can look back on, and that will definitely help somebody out. Yeah. I mean, who really thinks about doing it?
Is talking to you. He or she, I can show them, like, look, I was talking to these people, and look.
Right. And
like, I ain't crazy. Well, maybe I am, but
you can be yourself.
That's the point.
No,
I mean, in a week or so, I'll be turning 50, so maybe I am going crazy.
No, you're definitely not crazy.
Not. And happy birthday, by the way, just early, in case we don't talk
Thank
again.
You.
Yes, happy birthday. But,
Big 5-0. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. I haven't heard that.
Oh no.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing. You talking about things like this, although it can make things worse, it can also make things better.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate to say it's a 50-50, but it is basically. But by talking about it, you're making it known that that's enough. Right. You want this to stop, and that is enough. So you are on your way, basically, because you're saying, hey, I had enough, and now it's time for me to do something about it.
That's right.
Right.
I want what time I have, because, you know, like I said, I'm turning 50, and it's going to be a whole new chapter in my life, and I just want this to end. I want to, spend the rest of my days without having to go through this. I've done this enough over the years. Enough.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I think that
you lived with it enough.
Yeah. Once you're there, you want it to be done and over with. So you are putting forth that effort, and that right there, I think is going to make things a little bit uneasy for just a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't be surprised if you're, talking to us, if you think, that, not that it's going to cure it, but, makes it better. It probably will. I'm not saying it definitely will, but it probably will, just to get, that out and know that it's known. And, the people that are going to hear it might be that one person that needs to hear it that could help you. But in the meantime, it's trying to just keep you from that. So just keep what you're doing. Always go with your gut.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
And document it all the time too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because what if one of our listeners, they are going through something similar that you are, and they're like, oh wow, this is what she's going through, and
in
this
comparison,
yeah,
I'm not alone.
I'm going through the same thing. Wait a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy after all.
Right.
Not the only one.
Because
I'm not the only one. Good.
a lot of people are afraid to tell their stories because they're afraid of, like you had, being ridiculed and things like that.
Yeah. Over the years, I've always put it off. I don't want to talk about it. You know what? Now I'm turning 50. And I just don't give a darn anymore. I'm just going to say my piece because now, as far as I'm concerned, excuse me, I'm on borrowed time. I took the first 50 for granted. I ain't doing that anymore, and I don't want to go through life like this anymore. I'm done.
Right.
I'm through. Right. And if you think I'm crazy, that's fine. I don't give a darn anymore. This is my time, and I've earned it.
Nobody, nobody can walk in your shoes but you. So.
That's right. Until you walked a mile in my shoes, please.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So you know what's happening, and if this person don't believe you, then so be it. Because there's going to be 100,000 other people that's going to understand exactly what you're going through because they have something happening. So yeah, it's definitely it's good that you're talking about it, and it's good that you're going to make an attempt to. Have this investigated, checked out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to me, that's the start. And hopefully it's not the start of anything worse.
Right.
I hope not either, but I don't think so. Well, I think I'm finally getting it out there and just saying my piece, hey, and if you're in my boat, just talk about it,
Exactly.
Don't go as far as I have. Don't keep putting it off like I did over the years. No, say your piece. And who cares what other people think? They don't have to live it. They don't have to go through it,
Exactly.
Only you do.
And see, I'm hoping that things go good because if it goes bad, I don't want you to say, oh God, I want him to feel my pain and then I drop over.
No. It don't work like that. No, this lady, she provoked me, just over time. It was just constant with her, constant. And I lost it.
Well, it was great talking to you, and
it was great talking to the both of you. Yes, definitely.
Yes,
it was wonderful talking to you.
And I definitely I want to have you on again.
Okay,
because I want to see if things get better. Like I said, we're going to try to find you a credible team to come help. I mean, if you're throwing out this energy, then they're going to find this energy and they're going to be able to give you recommendations on what you should do. And,
amen to that.
Yeah. And then I want to have you back on and I want to hear all this good, positive things that have happened in your life since then.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Because that's what I want. I just want the positive now. I don't want to live in the shadows anymore. Right. It's like, hello, I'm here and I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm done.
Exactly. And I,
Your voice is heard.
yes. And
That's
feel,
right.
I feel
I
quite
am
confident.
woman, hear me roar kind of theory.
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I feel quite confident that that we can get things straightened out for you, and
Yes.
Right.
you'll have a more normal life instead of the one that's been keeping you down.
And I realize, too, it's not going to come overnight. It will be a progress, and it will take time, but eventually I'm hoping that, it'll all dissipate, and go
Right.
wherever it wants to go, but just not with me. I have enough
Right.
baggage. I don't need you anymore.
Absolutely. I mean,
You'll notice.
yes, you like Anna said, you will definitely notice it, and it'll happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for coming on, and I will.
Thank you, both of you.
Yes, I will talk to you soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye now.
Missy.
All right, everyone. So, how about that? Some interesting stuff. I mean, could she have something good that she's trying to let out? And some forces are like, no, you can't do this. And it's pushing her aside. I mean, it's very possible. So, I wish her tons of luck. And I think she'll be okay. Try to help her out, get her the help that she needs to remove whatever bad energies are there. Hey, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you in the next episode of Paranomaly.